Hi, I'm Lauren Imparato, founder of I.AM.YOU. I.AM.YOU is the first ever 360-degree lens for wellness based on yoga, nourishment, mindset, and music. Whether you're coming to our flagship studio in New York City or you're following the content online from home, I.AM.YOU gives you the nuggets you need to be healthy no matter what your day throws you and no matter what your goals are. I'm super psyched to announce the launch of my first ever book, Retox, Healthy Solutions for Real Life, that distills all of I.AM.YOU's methodologies that I've garnered over the past 6+ years and gives it to you in one easy book that you can read and pull from across the board. We look at life's 20 biggest challenges and I give you those yoga, nourishment, and mindset tips to take them on. Are you ready to retox with me? Uncertainty sucks. Unfortunately, it's really common these days, which is why I've dedicated an entire chapter of Retox to it. I always call it dangling woman or dangling man. You know, you feel like you're on a cord dangling from building to building, and you're not sure where you're gonna fall, where you're supposed to look, where you're supposed to try and land, what's gonna blow you. You know that feeling of dangling and uncertainty? It's just the worst. You know, the most dangling woman I ever felt was back in 2007, 2008. I was working in finance. And then in 2008, out of the blue, Lehman Brothers crashed. Oof. The entire bank across the street from my bank, they were literally across the street from each other, you could see everybody pouring out with their boxes, crying and screaming. Half of my trading floor, it felt like, was laid off that day, and layoffs were happening over and over and over again. The markets were a total mess. It was like the most stressful days of my life, but it was also stressful because I had no idea what was gonna happen. Was gonna lose my entire life savings, my career? What was gonna happen to the world? And then at the same time, my husband's mother got stage 4 cancer and diagnosed with 3 months to live. Like literally at the exact same time. Talk about mayhem. You know, at the beginning, I didn't really know what to do, but then I started to apply everything I learned throughout my journey of life, of wellness, which I've now converted into I.AM.YOU and Retox, this book. So when you're going through a tough time of uncertainty, there's yoga, nourishment, and mindset tips that you can apply so that you don't lose it and get blown away in the storm of the wind. So obviously the ideal when you're suffering from dangling women or going through uncertain times is to carve out a block of time for yoga and mindset. And you can download those larger yoga classes and meditations, complete meditations on the site. But sometimes you just need something so you don't over the ledge. So do something what I call power arms, because really when you're uncertain, you need to empower yourself from the inside out. So just inhale, lift your arms up, and exhale, make them into a V. Try and get the pinkies towards your face. Now make your hands into a little fist so your thumbs are out to the side. And you're gonna inhale here, and exhale. Maybe you just breathe like this, or maybe you add some power energizing breath, where you inhale to a comfortable level. And exhale, take short, sharp breaths out of your nose. It's called Kapalabhati, where the inhale is just a reflection of the exhale. So it's like, pumping the diaphragm on the front of the abdomen, but keeping these power arms up. You do whatever you can, however works best to you, when it works for you, but you try and do it like even for a second a day. And when it comes to food, and we're going through uncertain times, I find in my clients throughout the years that there's either the tendency to not eat or eat too much. And then the foods that people are eating a little of or too much of tend to be foods that only are adding to uncertainty in their energetic bodies. When you're going through these uncertain times, or dangling woman, like I call it in Retox, I want you to come back to warm, cooked foods. Cooked foods like if you were at home, your mom would put on the table. Sometimes it's hard to get those cooked foods, so I've found in uncertain times that there's one meal a day that I can do that, really calmly. Sometimes it's breakfast, and you sit down, you wake up 5 minutes earlier, you make yourself an egg, and you sit at the table and you eat the egg. Sometimes it's dinner. Maybe it's later than usual, but you sit down and you eat a cooked dinner with cooked vegetables and a cooked protein and maybe like a cooked mashed potato or something like that. Make that time for those cooked foods when you're going through uncertain times. And then when your mind is just like, oh my God, what is gonna happen? Which is totally how I felt throughout this whole Wall Street crisis, losing my career and cancer in my family. It was just like, oh my God. And then you just close your eyes for a second and you just breathe. Inhale, I am me. Exhale, it will all come. Just repeat like that. Inhale, I'm me. Exhale, it will come. That answer will come. It might not be bam right now, or maybe you're lucky and it is. But inhale, I am me, exhale will come. And that Retox combination with the yoga and the nourishment and that mindset is gonna help ground you during those uncertain times, and it's gonna land you in a really great place, I swear. There's so much more information in the book, down to the nitty-gritty anatomy, science, physiology, and philosophy that makes the method work. But above all, I remind you that life is about living, or as I say in Retox and I.AM.YOU, rest to rage, meditate to work, cleanse to get dirty.